Load up Stray, start a new game. Welcome to what could be anywhere in Britain, because it's wet and that. You are a cat that has no name because cats don't talk, but if you did have a name, you look like you'd be a Nigel. And you are with your 3 other cat friends doing cat stuff like playing with each other and definitely not leaving your owners for multiple days at a time to get fed by another person only to return for more food and shit in the litter tray before disappearing once again. Anyway, you and your friends fall asleep and wait for the rain to stop before going out in search of food, probably. Like I said, cats don't talk, you're probably hungry and stuff. But it's that hunger that will be your downfall, because while jumping across this pipe, your enormous weight causes it to break and you fall like 50 feet and somehow survive. Now that you've fallen down this great big hole, you need to try and get back to your friends, so go and explore the area where you find this half-open gate that leads to what is either an abandoned city or like it's the middle of the night. Point is, there's nobody here besides these cameras that really enjoy you meowing at them. Carry on exploring the city that has something against trumpets for some reason. You keep catching glimpses of these weird orange robot spider things that understand your feline ability to fuck with electronics, so dip out, and then you see a not so subtle call for help coming from this general direction. While following the signs left by this mysterious individual, you continue with your cat-like behavior by breaking people's aircon and knocking objects off edges, all in the name of progressing to the next area. That's when you find this robot that looks like it's on its last legs. Get it? Because it's got none. You could help the robot, but instead you finish it off, and then you run into an load of those spider robot things. I feel like they're maybe not robots, but you run away because they're scary and keep jumping on you unconsensually. But luckily, they can't follow you into the next area. There are more signs here telling you where to go, which makes me think that this asshole wanted you to run through those squishy spider things. Also, that he seems to own a lot of property in the area because he can afford to put all his junk in these houses. So you keep doing your kitty parkour, solving puzzles, and receiving praise from CCTV cameras until you reach this apartment that has to be the main gaff of this person that you're following, because there's a sign that says, need help. This person must be bloody desperate if they're asking a cat for help. After an incredibly intelligent conversation with the person, they unlock this door for you. It's inside here where you find more puzzles and shit. Basically just plug these power things into the power places and it powers the secret door over there. I feel like this person put these puzzles here to stop just anyone from going in there and getting the special secrets, but if a cat can figure it out, I'm sure the average hooligan could probably do the same. You get this robot thing from a shelf and take it to the desk where some magic shit happens, and now there's a living robot here, which is great. Why did you kill it? Okay, it's not dead. This is B12, your resident translator and sidekick, and he needed you to free him, which you have completed, but he has a minor case of amnesia. You know, that very common illness that robots are notorious for getting? So he wants to adventure with you to regain his memories, I assume. I don't know, he just puts this jacket on you and asks you to follow him. There's an elevator on the other side of the city that B12 thinks we should go to. You've just got to go past some mad sticky stuff that's infecting the city and get chased by some more spider things to reach the slums. And there's people here. For some reason, they get scared of you. I imagine this is what dog people are like when you tell them you like cats. This dude who looks like he was ripped straight out of Kung Fu Panda talks to you, explaining that you're welcome in this area so long as you don't eat the robots, which given your track record is unlikely, but not impossible. Bit of backstory, this city is in a lockdown type situation where the humans sealed it up from the outside because it was dangerous, so you show Kung Fu Man a poster of the outside and he tells you the elevator is supposed to take you there, but it doesn't work, so it's impossible to get out. This dude Momo, who knows about this kind of stuff, is in this building trying to fix some communication thing. Sadly, you can't help him since your only skill is destroying anything that touches your claws. Him and his friends were trying to get outside, which clearly didn't work since he's still here. He thinks going outside is stupid anyway, probably because he couldn't do it, and he gives you his notebook. You can't find his friends because they've all gone, but you find their notebook, and when you take them back to Momo, he's like, oh my god, these notebooks that I never knew existed even though I said my friends were taking notes show us how to repair the communication thing. So bro repairs the fuck out of it and says if we stick it on the really tall satellite tower, we should be able to communicate with the entire city. Only problem is the tower is in an area with the sticky stuff and squishy spiders, and obviously you need someone who's really agile and cat-like to avoid them and get to the top. It's you're going up there. It's not actually that bad. You have to jump around to avoid the squishy spiders, then you reach an elevator, but the elevator starts spitting out spiders, so you run them around like you're training zombies on Kino back in 2012 before jumping in the elevator. Apparently these squishy spiders are scared of heights or something because there's none at the top, and you're able to connect the communication thing, which allows Momo to get a signal. Meet him at the bar and he manages to get in contact with his friends. They got to the upper levels by going through the sewers, but the squishy spiders have overrun it. Saying squishy spiders every time is long, so basically they're called Zerks and they eat metal and stuff, and that's why these robots are scared to leave the place because they're metal as well. Anyway, there's this guy at the bar called Seamus, and he was being a nosy twat listening to our conversation and tells us it's dumb to try and go through the sewers. Like, no shit, there's Zerks down there. The bartender says that Seamus's dad was a scientist guy who supposedly made a weapon to fight them, but went out to test it and never came back. We obviously don't care about his dad dying, but that weapon sounds very interesting. You and Momo go to persuade Seamus to help us with his dead dad's stuff, and he's like, nah, until you give him his dad's notebook talking about a secret lab he had. And through your intelligent destruction of Seamus's stuff, you find the secret lab that has a tracker tracker inside it. Seamus thinks we can reverse the tracker to track his dad, because he still might be alive or some bullshit. So you find this nerdy guy who fixes the tracker for us. You and Seamus go follow it. It goes out of the city, and Seamus bottles it, being like, "Ooh, I can't move fast enough." Basically, that means you gotta go on your own into this very dangerous area, all for some other dude's dad. Of course, there's more Zerks. You just kind of avoid them and then take another big tumble, using up the second of your 9 lives. Eventually, you find the doc. He's still alive, which is very surprising since he left the bloody window open so anyone could come in. He shows you the weapon he made to deal with the Zerks, but it needs to be charged by a generator outside. I don't know why he didn't bring the generator inside, but it's outside. And when you turn that shit on, the Zerkies come out to eat your face, but with the help of the doc and his UV light, you survive, and he installs the weapon onto B12, so now you can use it to go through the sewers with Momo. You reunite Doc and Seamus and go to meet Momo on his boat, where you get about 5 seconds into the sewers before Momo's like, "Oh, I'm not gonna make it, bro. You must continue without me. Tell my friends I was brave." Like, bye then. You continue on your own and run into more Zerks, but they should have brought their sun cream with SPF 50 protection because your UV light kills them. I assume the Zerks have some sort of higher being that controls them, because you start getting watched harder than a girl working in a bar filled with old men. B12 gets distracted by the big eyes and doesn't realize you're currently getting your face eaten, but then tries to save you, causing him to overheat and die. You manage to escape with B12, but the UV light is now broken. Wow, that was really fun to use for like 2 minutes. But it's okay, you've made it to the next place where Momo's friends are. It's here where B12 also gets some of his memories back. He apparently used to be human, but then uploaded himself to the internet, kind of like I do with these videos. Only difference is he's not being judged by 15-year-olds. And now he's having a midlife crisis and doesn't want to talk for a bit. So we go and see Momo's friend, who tells us if we want to get outside, we need to speak to Clementine, who's in Midtown further up. There's currently a fair bit of law enforcement in Midtown, and they are looking for Clementine just like you. But you're the main character, so you find her like straight away. She's been looking for a way to get outside and tells us you need to get a big battery from a factory nearby to power the subway. You meet up with her business partner Blazer, who will get us into the place if you get him a uniform for disguise. I cannot be bothered getting the uniform, so big bonk, you got it, and you get into the factory. This place is super secret, meaning you're not allowed in here, but after avoiding some sentinels that thankfully have their FOV slider on the lowest setting, you find the battery and take it. Now you need to take it to Clementine, but oh no, she's had to run away because where she was living is being searched, so after finding a hidden message from her, you go to a nightclub where she's waiting with Blazer, but who'd have thought Blazer is a cash money kind of guy and sells you out to the sentinels and you get captured. Unsurprisingly, these guys don't have jail cells designed for cats, so you're just in a cage that isn't cat-proof. Then you break out Clementine and find B12, and I've got to say the sentinels must not have microphones to hear you with, because you make loads of noise and nobody notices until the alarm sets off and you are getting the fuck out. Clementine drives you to the subway, and honestly, if I knew she was gonna flake at the last second, I wouldn't have broken her out of prison. She's like, "You must go on without me, I will distract the sentinels," and dippy-doos out. The outsider motto was to get someone outside at all costs, which I guess is very noble, but you've already been outside, so it's a bit of a waste. No matter, you install that battery to power the train. Thank God all the facilities use the same batteries, and you didn't need like a AAA Duracell battery, or else you'd be having some trouble right now. Hop on the train and take it to the control room. This place looks cleaner than my colon after a dodgy curry, probably because all the humans controlling this place have died, and now there's just robots here cleaning it 24/7. The gate that takes you to the outside is here, but it needs to be unlocked. Unifying your abilities to hack and break shit, you and B12 end the lockdown and open the roof of the city. In the process, however, B12's motherboard got fried like an egg, so he's basically dead. Sad times. Also, I'm not sure what was so dangerous about the outside, because it wasn't the Zerks, since when sunlight hits them, they disintegrate like Thanos just snapped his fingers, but I guess we'll never know. You go to the gate that's now unlocked and head out to find your cat friends. What started as a game about a cat trying to find his way back to his cat friends resulted in you probably finding your cat friends. I don't know, it doesn't show us at the end. As you complete Stray.